How did your parents' obsession ruin your life? We're going to try out for the amazing race next season, and you need to start training immediately, my dad said, bursting into my office. I already told everyone we're going to win $1 million together. Dad, I work 60 hours a week and have never watched that show, I said. That's why I brought you training equipment, he said, dumping out rope, carabiners, and a machete. We start practicing eating gross foods tonight because I'm not losing our audition because you can't stomach sheep eyeballs. I'm not eating sheep eyeballs with you, I said. You're my only child and this is my dying wish, he said, even though he was perfectly healthy. Either you apply with me or I'll tell everyone you abandoned your father's dream. My client left without signing the contract. 3 weeks later, he hired a reality TV consultant to coach us on creating the perfect amazing race audition tape, even though I'd never agreed to apply. He rented a film crew and staged fake challenges in our hometown, making me race him through the grocery store while he screamed about our father-son bond to confused shoppers. He submitted the application without my signature by forging it, then sued me for breach of verbal contract when I refused to participate. The lawsuit claimed I'd promised him a televised adventure and was destroying his mental health. He got us on the local news as the father-son team torn apart by amazing race dreams, telling reporters I was too ashamed of him to be seen on television. CBS sent a rejection letter, but he claimed they'd change their minds if we proved ourselves through a practice run. After months of training alone, he created his own amazing race in our neighborhood to film as a supplemental audition video. He'd mapped 12 challenges across town and invited hundreds to watch us compete against imaginary teams, narrating our progress through a megaphone strapped to his head. He made us eat raw fish at the Japanese restaurant while screaming we were falling behind, then forced me to carry him through the park for a traditional bonding challenge. When I tried to quit at the rock climbing wall, he climbed without a harness to prove we deserved to be on the show. He fell 30 feet and shattered his pelvis, but kept crawling toward the next challenge, screaming that CBS would see our dedication. Instead of going to the hospital, he injected himself with black market steroids and painkillers to finish his audition video. He ziplined across the river on a cable he'd illegally installed between buildings, but his broken pelvis made him lose his grip, and he fell into the water and got swept into the damn machinery. He got pulled through the turbine, and it shredded his left leg so badly they had to amputate below the knee, but he was conscious the whole time, screaming we were still going to make it to the pit stop. He dragged himself out and hopped on one leg to the final challenge at City Hall, which was eating a gallon of cottage cheese while solving a puzzle about our family history. He went into anaphylactic shock because he'd developed a severe dairy allergy from the steroids, and his throat closed up, but he kept trying to swallow while his face turned purple. He gave himself an emergency tracheotomy with a ballpoint pen to keep breathing, and finished the cottage cheese through his neck hole, then collapsed at the finish line holding a homemade trophy that said, "Future Amazing Race Champions. You cost me my leg because you wouldn't just try out for the show with me," he said from his hospital bed where they were fitting him for a prosthetic. "If you'd been a good son and agreed to audition with me, I'd still be able to walk." "Dad, CBS never even called us back," I said, but my mom turned away from me in disgust. "He'll never run again because you were too selfish to spend quality time with your father pursuing his dream," she said, while he sobbed about never getting to race around the world. The city was suing me for the illegal obstacles he'd built because he'd listed me as co-organizer on all the permits, and the dam company wanted $3 million for the damage his body did to their turbine. My mom moved my dad into my apartment because she said I owed him 24-hour care after stealing his leg, and she threw out all my belongings to make room for his physical therapy equipment. I slept on the floor for 3 months while my dad lay in my bed dictating new amazing race application essays about our inspiring story of overcoming adversity, making me write down how losing his leg only made our father-son bond stronger. He told everyone who visited that we were going to win next season because no other team had a story like ours, and when I tried to leave for work, he called the police saying I was abandoning a disabled person who depended on me for survival. "We're going to be the first amputee team to win," he said, while I changed his bandages for the 5th time that day. Full story on the channel below.